Guess what?
The STD tests are basic: chlamydia, gonorrhea, trichomoniasis. Then you have to ask and give them permission for the HIV test. So I got tested for all that.
I got my results back.
Corinne was supposed to go get the same test I was getting. When my results came back, everything was fine.
What about yours?
Oh. Yeah, right.
I showed him my papers. But when he took his test, he only showed me the STD papers. He didn't show me a test for HIV.
What about the HIV test? Why is that not on here?
I asked him, where's the printout for your HIV test? And he said, oh, they said I didn't need to have a printout. They would contact me if anything was wrong, which sounded familiar to me. Felt like I was pretty.
Okay, so that was Evil Lives Here. That's season 12, episode 3. This one is about a young woman who's dating this guy named Kareem. They work together. They're both security. They start dating, and he's always pressuring her to have unprotected intimacy. She doesn't feel comfortable because they haven't gotten tested yet. And on top of that, there's signs that something might be wrong because a woman accused him of being married. So they go get tested, and when they go get tested, all her tests come back negative, including HIV. His test comes back negative, but he didn't get tested for HIV. And he made an excuse saying that the doctor didn't think that it was necessary because he was negative, and he already knew his status. That's what he claimed. She believed it, and after that, they began having unprotected intimacy. The full episode is posted on my other channel. It's called Ebony34_True Crime. If you are interested, please follow that page as well, and like and comment and share this video for more content. And you can also follow my YouTube page called Strawberry Rose TV. Thank you.
Was because we both got tested, and it was negative.
That's impossible.
He asked me if he could run an HIV test, and I told him sure.
Okay, so this is Evil Lives Here. This one is about a young woman who ends up dating her co-worker. They're both security guards. They end up being in a relationship. She falls in love with him. She moves him into her home, and they start having intimacy. He wants to have unprotected intimacy. She doesn't until they get tested. So when they get tested, she thinks that his test came back negative. However, she begins to get sick, and the doctor believes that it's HIV. She thinks that it may be something else because she thinks that, he and her are negative. However, he's positive, and he knows that he's positive. So he's basically infecting her on purpose. I believe anybody who does that is a sick person, and they should be thrown underneath the jail. Why would you intentionally give somebody HIV? To me, that's a sick and narcissistic person. I just feel sorry for her because of what she's been through, and she could have died. He saw that she was getting sick. She was throwing up. Her hair fell out. She was in and out the hospital. So clearly he didn't care nothing about her, and he didn't love her. But if you enjoyed this clip, please like, share, comment, and follow. It's called Evil Lives Here. It's season 12, episode 3. You can find it on Discovery Plus, or you can also find it on Investigate Discovery. And you can also follow my backup page. It's called Ebony34_True Crime, as well as my YouTube page, Strawberry Rose TV. Thank you.
Lying to me, and I've never thought he lied to me.
Just get out.
Okay, so that was Evil Lives Here. This is season 2, episode 3. This one's about a woman who is a security guard, and she starts dating her employee or co-worker. Her co-worker is Kareem. They start having intimacy, and he wants to have unprotected intimacy. She is hesitant because she wants to get tested first. So they do their STD test, and hers comes back negative. His comes back negative, however, he doesn't get the HIV test. She doesn't really question it or think nothing of it until she becomes sick. She loses a lot of weight. She loses her hair, and she has health issues. She goes to the doctor, and the doctor doesn't know where those health issues come from, and they decide to run an HIV test because her symptoms may come from HIV. So she does have HIV, and she knows that Kareem had to give it to her. She thinks that he cheated on her. However, he already knew that he had HIV before he met her. So he's basically watching her die and watching her get sick without saying anything because he's a sick person. He's demented to do that. But if you enjoyed this clip, please like, share, comment, and follow, and tell me what you think.
The man who gave it to me.
Okay, so this is Evil Lives Here. This is season 12, episode 3. So this one's about a young woman who works with a guy, and they are both security guards. They start dating, and they start having unprotected intimacy, and she becomes sick. She thinks that he's negative for HIV because they got tested together. However, he never got tested for HIV, and she never really questioned him or thought anything about it. As time goes on, she becomes very sick. She loses a lot of weight. She loses her hair, and she ends up in the hospital. The doctors run tests on her and find out that she's HIV positive. So she knows her boyfriend Kareem had to give it to her because she didn't sleep with anybody else. And come to find out, he did give it to her. And she does some investigation, and she finds out through his mom that he already was HIV positive and that he was married. When she gets in contact with the wife explains that she's HIV positive too, and Kareem gave it to her. And he was taking his HIV medication, and he knew that he was sick. However, he didn't tell the wife. And as well, the wife exposed the fact that he had cheated on her with multiple women, and he probably infected those women as well. So she's going to post on social media about this guy to see if anybody will come forward with the same story. It seems like Kareem is a sick person and that he intentionally wants to hurt women. I'm not exactly sure what his vendetta is against women, but he's just a sick person. If you enjoyed this clip, please like, share, comment, and follow. It's called Evil Lives Here. It's season 12, episode 3. You can find it on Discovery Plus or TLC.
He didn't cheat on me, but the alternative is much worse. It's much worse. You tried to kill me. Kareem knew every time he slept with me without a condom was a chance that he was giving me.
Okay, so this is Evil Lives Here, season 12, episode 3. This one's about a woman named Sarita. Sarita starts dating her employee, a security guard, and she ends up having unprotected intimacy with him. She contracts HIV, and lo and behold, he knew he had it all along. He had it for 5 years, and initially she thought maybe he cheated on her, but he knew that he had it, and he gave it to her intentionally because he wanted her to get sick. He was watching her die, and when she asked him why did he do it, he didn't have a response for her. He basically just lied. So she got in contact with his wife, and his wife basically said that he gave her HIV as well, and that he cheated on her with multiple women, and those women have HIV. She was able to find at least 12 women who had HIV due to Kareem, and she really wanted to unalive him because she felt like he was a sick, demented person, which he is, because why would you intentionally give somebody HIV, and why would you want to get them sick? I just think that he's a sick person to do that. But if you enjoyed this clip, please like, share, comment, and follow for more. Thank you.
Back together stronger so I can bring him to justice. Nobody else wanted to come forward. That's why it had to be me. I feel like I was chosen.
Okay, so this is called Evil Lives Here. This one's about a woman named Sarita. She ends up contracting HIV by her boyfriend Kareem. She thought that he cheated on her, but come to find out, she was told by a nurse that he knew that he had HIV and he had been spreading it for 5 years and giving it to multiple women. Sarita was able to get in contact with his wife. She didn't know that he was married, but she found out that he was married through his mom. His wife told her that she was HIV positive as well because Kareem had cheated on her and had infected her, and he knew that he had it, but he didn't care because he wanted to get her sick, as well as multiple other women. So after finding this out, she goes to the police office to see if she can file charges on him because it's illegal to spread HIV and you know that you have it, it is a crime to do that. So they are going to pursue charges and have him charged for, spreading the disease, even though other women will not come forward because they're embarrassed. I do feel that Sarita, she's very brave, that she was the only one out of all those women who stood up to him and basically made him pay for the consequences of his actions. I feel like he probably thought that he was untouchable. And most of those women who didn't come forward, they were probably embarrassed or ashamed to come forward. But I do feel good that Sarita had the strength to come forward and she didn't care. She wanted him locked up, and she's brave to do that. But if you enjoyed this clip, please like, share, comment, and follow, and tell me what you think. Thank you.
Duty. So that probably hurt him more than anything, for people to see him being arrested. I was happy when I saw this. I was wondering, what is he thinking right now? And that's what I think of when I see this. What is he thinking right here? There's no smiling or anything.
So this is Evil Lives Here. This one is about Sarita. Sarita is a young woman who contracted HIV from her boyfriend Kareem. He intentionally gave her HIV. Initially, she thought that he cheated on her and that he didn't know. Come to find out, a nurse at the hospital gave her a text message basically stating that Kareem knew that he had HIV and he was intentionally giving it to women for over 5 years. And he wasn't taking his medication because he wanted those women to get sick. So she ends up going to the police officer to see if she can file charges against him, because it's illegal to give someone HIV intentionally. And they do pursue charges, and months later, he's arrested. They arrest him at work, and I am happy that she was able to go forward because he had gave it to multiple women. She was able to get in contact with 12 of those women, but they didn't want to come forward because they were embarrassed or ashamed. She was the only woman who was brave enough to go to the police and have him arrested. I think he's a sick, demented person to do that to her. But if you enjoyed this clip, please like, share, comment, and follow. It's called Evil Lives Here. It's season 12 and it's episode 3. You can find it on Discovery Plus or Investigate Discovery.
One of my questions to Kareem was, why did you try to kill me?
I want to know why you wanted me dead.
Did you intentionally go into our relationship knowing that you were going to infect me with HIV, and why? And he doesn't like that. I never tried to kill you.
Okay, so this is called Evil Lives Here. This is season 12, episode 3. It's called Sleeping with the Enemy. This one is about a woman named Sarita. Sarita contracts HIV from her boyfriend Kareem. She thinks that he gave it to her by cheating on her and that he didn't know. Come to find out, a nurse sent her a message saying that he already knew that he had HIV. He had it for 5 years, and he was intentionally giving HIV to multiple women to get them sick, and she was one of his victims. She ends up pressing charges against Kareem and going to the police station. He gets 30 years in prison, and she wanted some answers, so she visited him in prison to get some answers. She asked him, why did you want to get me sick? Why did you lie to me? Why couldn't you be honest with me? And he didn't give her an answer, and he told her, it's not like I, held you against your will. You wanted to sleep with me willingly, and you were willing to have unprotected sex with me. And she said, well, you're not answering my question. She said, you lied about your HIV status, and you lied about you being married. You lied about the whole relationship. And she ends up walking away and never speaking to him again. She realized that she wouldn't get answers from him because he was a sick, demented person. And I think Kareem was just all around narcissistic, and he didn't care about anybody but himself. And I think he liked to watch women suffer. And he's right where he needs to be, in prison. And hopefully he never comes out of jail. But if you enjoyed this clip, please like, share, comment, and follow, and tell me what you think. It's called Evil Lives Here. It's season 12 and it's episode 3. You can find it on Discovery Plus or Investigate Discovery.
Take women's bodies, but he takes their choices.
Okay, so that was the end of that. That was Evil Lives Here. So that was season 12, episode 3 of Evil Lives Here. This one is about Sarita. So Sarita, she ends up seeing Kareem at the prison because she wanted answers. She wanted to know why he intentionally gave her HIV. He didn't have a response. he basically blamed her. He basically stated, you didn't want to use condoms, you were with it. Um, and he basically knew that he lied about his HIV status, and he knew that he was making her sick, but he didn't care because he's a narcissistic. She finally figured out that she wasn't going to get answers and that he didn't care and that he did it because he was a demented person. So she gets up and walks out. She got pregnant by him and she kept her son. Her son didn't get the HIV disease. And now she's better and she's taking her medication, and now she speaks, I guess, to other women about the signs of a man, who has HIV, and to take precautions so that they don't get HIV or infected with the disease. It's very sad what happened to her. I'm pretty sure a lot of women go through that, or a lot of people in general probably go through that, as far as, trusting somebody in a relationship and ending up in bad situations. And with STDs, it's very sad. And people who do that should be locked up. It's good that he got 30 years in prison, and I believe he got a harsh sentence because he had given multiple women HIV. He had been doing it for over 5 years. So he was just going to continue doing it if she didn't call the police. So she's very brave for doing that. But if you enjoyed this clip, please like, share, comment, and follow, and tell me what you think. Thank you.